So the market has, you guys can see my screen, right? Yes, I'm assuming all of you guys can see my screen. So as you can see, the market has done a good recovery and a very hard, strong pullback has been done. So whenever the market falls down like this and all the bad news gets absorbed, and we had also reached the scary 21,800 zone, we saw a very sharp pullback coming from the market, right? Which is very good. This also indicates that there is some strength in the market right now. And again, now it's come to the position of 23,800, which has been the resistance almost 3 to 4 times, right? But looking at gift nifty, and if Trump keeps his mouth shut for the next 3-4 days, then I feel we should be in a good zone and things should start going above this resistance zone as well, and then we start entering the new zone. Like all good things, whatever goes up must come down, and whatever comes down must go up. It is as simple as that. There is no difference in anything this way, right? So abhi dekho, market has gone up quite significantly, not still overvalued from its journey because it had gone down quite significantly. And if you look at it from a weekly chart, it looks beautiful. If you look at it from a weekly chart, it looks beautiful, right? It looks very nice from a weekly chart perspective. So I like it. Market looks nice. So it's a matter of time. Slowly we will go up. Slowly we will recover. All of that will happen now. So I'm not too worried about it. Yes, it's not going to be a very sharp recovery straight up to 26,000. That is not going to happen. But we will have a nice gradual, slow recovery, right? It might go up and down, like this, which is okay. I'm completely all right with that. Now, coming to how to understand what the market is doing, right? So let me quickly talk about how I manage, how I do portfolio sizing of my swing positions. Okay. Now, how many of you all already know about stars portfolio? How many of you all have been here? I think that is something that I put every time in my community as well. I keep updating on the stars community, and also I make a video every month about the stars PF. How many of you all are aware of the stars PF, right? Let me just share my screen. So this is the Excel sheet of stars PF, as you can see. Let me zoom out a little bit. So this is the Excel sheet. We had taken 10 companies on the date of Jan 2nd, which was, where is Jan 2nd? Which is almost here, right? Very bad time to invest, or can't say bad, but we're almost slowly back to the recovery zone. But obviously the small cap and mid cap index have not come back yet to where the Jan 2nd fall was. So this is where I had invested, right? This was the week I had invested. So the portfolio is still down so much and it's supposed to recover. So basically I invested almost 50 lakhs in the stars PF, and then invested a little bit more, averaged it. And as you can see here, how it looks like, this is the non-average portfolio and this is the average portfolio. The average portfolio total investment was 59. It's come up to around 48. We're still down minus 19%, and the index is down around 13%. So we're okay. I mean, it's 6% variance. So hopefully some companies will do well this quarter is the assumption. So that will do well. But what happens is, why am I telling you this? Is because this is something that I've invested, and this is money that is blocked in the account. So if I have to be open and transparent, let me show you how it looks. This is my account. Obviously, market is closed on for Good Friday. You can see the total investment is 59. Current value is 47. Days PNL yesterday's was 0.69, and minus 19.75 is the total PNL, as you can see. And these are the companies that are there. That's it. So this is basically how it is, right? This is how the portfolio looks. Now, what I do is, let's say I want to do swing trading. Okay, so I have different portfolios. Like, for example, I have the stars PF where my money is locked. I have another HDFC account where I have also some money invested for long term. Now, obviously, this is making money for me, but I cannot go and exit this 59 lakhs, because if I go exit the 59 lakhs, one, I'll have to take a loss of 11 lakhs and I will get 47 lakhs in my hand, and I can't use this money at all. So what we do is, I usually just go and pledge it, right? So there is an option on Zerodha or every broking platform where you can go pledge it for margin. As you can see, you get margin once you pledge it. So what happens in the margin? You get something like available margin, used margin kind of a thing. It's not cash. Okay, it's not cash. You basically pledge it for margin. Now, please understand, whatever I'm doing, it's something that I'm doing. It is very risky. Obviously, I know my risk management strategies are very good, so I'm keeping it in that level. But obviously, this is not something I would suggest anyone in the market to do, because taking on leverage is the most brutal thing you can do in any market, right? Because one up move, one down move, you will lose all your money. But I've been doing it for the last 4-5 years, so I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly where my positions are and what is my total risk on my PF. I am aware of everything. So please understand, this is not a suggestion for anyone watching this to even remotely do what I'm trying to do. Okay, just look at it from a learning perspective. Now, so you understood about the margin, right? So you go pledge it and you get the margin, and you can trade on the margin. But the only problem with the margin is you cannot go buy stocks. That works only in MTF. So you can't go buy stocks, but you can go buy futures and options, right? So that is what you can do. So let me show you how I do it. So should I show you the active trades first? Okay, let me show you some strategies first. What are the strategies I use? So I use a couple of simple strategies. Okay, there are let me open that. Where is that? Yeah, you can see my screen now. So I use a couple of simple strategies. Yes, there are a lot of indicators in the market. There are a lot of different complicated strategies because let's be very honest, technical analysis or understanding stocks is very complicated. You guys can hear me, right? All of you guys can hear me clearly? Yeah, yeah. Everyone can hear me clearly? Yeah, wonderful. So yeah, coming back. So let me explain again. Can anybody predict the market? Can you or me or anybody in this world predict what the market is going to do for a very short amount of time? Like, can I predict what will happen tomorrow? Can I predict what will happen day after tomorrow? Can I predict what will happen day after tomorrow? It is not possible, right? So the entire technical analysis that is there in any market today or in the world is basically we're trying to make sense of nonsense, right? Absolutely, that is what it is because nobody understands it. So we're trying to build frameworks around this. Okay, are you talking about EMA? Okay, we'll try to build a framework around moving averages. We'll try to build a framework about volume. So it is basically building some strategy, some kind of a framework for something unpredictable to try and see that you can increase your odds to predict something. So what I do is I use, and everything is a subset of something, right? So if you talk about volume, there are 50,000 different volume. Trend reversal, there are different types of trend reversal. So things like that, right? So let me show you what other strategies I use. So I use a couple of strategies. One is volume spikes. This is where your R wall and other type of volume indicators, VWAP, R wall, all of that, but basically volume spikes. Second is trend reversal. Trend reversal is what? That there's a company that's going down, 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 down. And suddenly now something has changed in the company. It has created a base and now it starts going up. Because usually stocks, when they move like that, they're pretty much in a sync, right? Either they're in an uptrend, downtrend, or not moving at all, which is called sideways. There's only three types of things that are there, right? So that is the second one, which we call trend reversal. Third are tight setups. Tight setups are something that is just waiting to explode. Okay, it's not exploded yet, but it's waiting to explode. Next is big positive events. Like for example, let's say there's a company that just did a massive acquisition or something that has announced a big partnership with something. The price will spike. So whenever that happens, you know that the next few months for this company should be good. So you can take a bet on that position with a good risk reward ratio. Everything is about risk reward. Then you would have heard VCP. I don't know, most of you guys would have heard VCP. This is something that was done famously by Mark Minervi and all of that. So it was something that everyone uses, but I don't know, somehow I don't like it so much. Maybe because I've still not understood it properly, but I use pretty much more simple setups that is there, right? So let me show you how things work. So let me first show you what are the positions I currently have. Again, these are only very short-term positions. These are not long-term positions. Aaj hai, kal nahi hai. Literally on Monday, it might not even be there in my portfolio, right? Maybe on Tuesday, it might be there, but Wednesday, it might not be there. So I'm just keeping you guys on the loop, right? And let me show you what it is. Now I showed you this, right? So I'll show you a couple of accounts. So this is there. This is around 59 lakhs. After pledging, I got around 27 lakhs of margin, 27 lakhs of margin. As you can see here, 27 lakhs of margin is there in this account. Okay, this is the same. Now I've not created more money out of thin air. It is just the money that was already there in this account. Sorry, let me just show it to you again. My bad. Yeah. So as you can see, the margin is around 27.43 from the same 59 that is there. From the same 59, it comes to 27.43, right? So almost 50% of the money I have unlocked to do swing trading. Yes, obviously it's risky because if I make a loss, then I have to put the money from my pocket. But if I do it properly, I time the upswing, have some patience, have some goals, it's fine. Then I have another account. I can show you that as well. This is an HDFC account that I currently have. So this is again little different, right? For example, here I have holdings and I have MTF. Okay, so what is MTF? As you guys know what MTF is, MTF is basically called a margin traded facility. Now again, here I have invested in Beta Drugs, I have invested in Bajaj Holdings. Now Bajaj Holdings has a pretty good amount invested in it. Then I go and pledge Bajaj Holdings. I get some margin out as well. As you can see, you can get some margins out here. And once I get some margins out, I deploy that margin as well into some short-term swing trading positions, right? So the available margin that I have, I've used around is again 14 lakhs. Now again, as I'm saying again, this is money that is already invested. That money is growing by itself. I'm not touching that money that is growing. It is growing aram se. I'm taking extra money to take some small positions and put that margin back. And whatever profit I make, I usually take the profit, put it back into that company, pledge that, and then again go into a reverse flywheel that way. Yeah, obviously very risky, but I've been doing it for a long time, so I have no problem with the total amount of portfolio risk that is there, because everything is half, half, half. So for example, just to give you an example, right, on a current value of 81 lakhs and another current value of around, just showing you, right, 60 lakhs. So that's 80 plus 60, 1.4. The margin I'm playing with is 27 in this account and 13 in that account, which is 40. So out of a 1.4 capital invested, the margin that I'm using is around 40, which is less than a third, right, less than one third, which is okay. And that too, I've not deployed everything. As you can see here, out of 27, still 15 is used, 11 is available, right? So it's not like I deploy 100% and sit down, because I play with little bit more. Now coming to how we do this. Till now, are you guys understanding? Are you guys getting the cycle, what I explained to you? How I'm basically, till now what I've explained to you is capital allocation, how I do capital allocation to myself, where everything is making money for me, whether it is the starts PF growing and making money for me, or whether it's some other positions that I've done is making money for me. But I'm ensuring that the long-term positions are there that is making money. In the short term, I will pledge it, take some margin, do some trades, come back and enjoy. Obviously with huge risk reward ratio. And I will show you everything right now, one by one. Maybe I can't do a very long session today, but definitely we can do as much as we can. And then this. So good question by Ravi Raj. But Ravi Raj is saying, Shashank, what if the swing goes wrong? It goes wrong, I cut the position, take the loss, right? Cut the position, take the loss, and then I have to put the money from my pocket later on. So that's why I said I don't ensure that the loss becomes a huge loss that I can't recover at all, and I have to sell my house and all those things will not happen, because these are all very small positions that I'm taking. These are not big positions, and I'll show you how much profit also is there, how much profit I make, and how small the positions are, and you'll understand a little bit more when I tell you this, right? Because it's all about management of capital and risk management. It's all about risk reward ratio. Okay, coming back. Now let me show you some setups. As I said, there are a couple of setups that I follow. One is volume spikes. I'll show you volume spikes, trend reversal, tight setups, big positive events. So let me show you some of the trades that is currently there, and I will also show you how I chose those trades. How did it even come up on my scanner? How do I find these companies, and how to pick those stocks? And then I will show you. Actually, I'll show you how to pick the stocks first. Okay, so first things first. So I make one big I have a big watch list, which is all the F&O companies. Now I like F&O more, futures and options more, because it is very easy to invest in futures and options, and also I don't pay a lot of charges when it comes to buying on cash or MTF has a interest component to it, and I also have to pay a huge amount of STT and LTCG STT, security transaction tax and charges when I do equity buying. So I prefer futures and options. Yes, it is more risky, but I prefer futures and options, right? Now, why am I doing this? Because I was obsessed, because I have been studying superstars for a very long period of time. And obviously, all of you know RJ sir. He's been growing his portfolio like crazy. And, I don't know how many of you have seen his early videos, right? Latest videos everyone's seen, but his early videos, I don't know how many of you guys have seen, where he keeps saying that I made a lot of my money from trading, that I make a lot of money from trading. But towards the end of his life, he never spoke about trading. But initially, like, think about it. If I'm a salaried employee, I have 50 lakhs and I've invested in a company. How can I go buy another company after that? I have to wait for this 50 lakhs to grow to maybe 2-3 crores, then exit, then take that money, pay tax, and then invest in another company, right? So it will take a long time. So how do you break yourself away from being a retail investor and maybe go into a HNI category kind of an investor? So that thought process was always there. So I try to understand Rakesh's ability to perform, how he does it, how much was it, how does he do the trading activities. And in his old interviews and videos, you will see that he had positions of Tata Steel futures, and he was very clear. He was like, I understand macro, right? I understand where India is going. I take a position in futures, and he usually keeps it for like 7-8 months. He keeps rolling it over for 7 to 8 months. Obviously, his ideal goal is to roll it over for 7-8 months because it's more of a trend, but he'll obviously sell it earlier also if required, right? But he was making money from that leverage, and at any given point of time, he was very clear. He's like, my leverage position was always 4-5% of my PF, and at the maximum time I had gone up to 20%, right? But obviously his portfolio size was also huge, so it is just insane. So that is where I thought, okay, I need to, if I have to become a complete investor, fundamentals to I know, macro I know, trading seekna padega. Obviously over a time I've done it, so now I know pretty much decent, but it's such an evolving concept that it is not something that I can just stop. It's constantly evolving. So I have a couple of setups. Okay, one simple setup is this: stocks near 52-week high by 25%. Okay, it's a free, all of these are free screeners. If you guys want these free ones, I can give it to you. This is completely free on charting, right? So this is basically saying What are the stocks that are 25% away from their 52-week high? That means this is the highest point they've been. They're 25% away. Now, obviously, it's not like I can just go buy these stocks. So I have to now go screen them as to who is going to cover this gap of 25. Now, for that, I usually need to see companies that are in a positive momentum. Okay, so let me look, and here you can just see start. So I look at it very quickly, so I don't spend too much time on this. This is just one of the screeners. I'll show you the others as well, and you will only understand. So see, this company has been in this range for a very long time, and now it's almost breaking out. So this is interesting. Okay, so I just see, this looks very nice. Bharti Airtel looks very nice. Look at this. It has just given a breakout. So what you do is you go to, obviously Bharti Airtel is also strong, right, from a fundamental standpoint. As you can see here, I've already done a position here, and it's over. Taken the profit here, but you can see it, right? The here was the breakout time. So this is on a weekly time frame. If I go to a daily time frame, you will see it more clearly. So this is how it was, as you can see here. And this is where I said, okay, it is going to break out. There's a very high chance it can break out, and then it goes up and breaks your position completely, right? And that becomes a nice profit. But this is something that is moving towards its all-time high and all of that. So this basically helps with understanding what is moving and what is doing really well, right? Stocks near. So basically, you do a quick NH. Look at Narayana Hrudayalaya, superb, right? Has been moving, superb momentum, going on really well. Yes, now it is too stretched. Now, if you go and buy it, is the highest chance that it will come down a bit, but it has entered into a new zone, right? Bajaj. Look at Bajaj. It is waiting to explode. It's not exploded yet. It is waiting to explode. Give it another week, you will see Bajaj break this zone of maybe whatever this 2000 rupees ka zone, this zone, not 2000, whatever this is, yeah, 2035. You will see Bajaj breaking this within a week, right? If the momentum continues the way it's continuing, it will basically go up. So this gives me a very clear understanding. As you can see now, this, look at this company, right? Again, I'm not saying invest, please understand, I'm just showing you how to read companies. Now this is a company that was in the downtrend, took a base, the downtrend is over, now it's relaxing. Now it might start an uptrend, might, again, might not go, might go. But these are things I look at. Also sectors, like for example, this is alkyl amines, right? Amine sector. So amine sector is very heavily dependent on the raw material prices, so I might not be comfortable in this sector. So I usually prefer not investing in such kind of sectors, right, which is very heavily dependent on commodity and things like that. So I'll go for sectors, or I go for either large cap stocks which are not very volatile. So if it's not volatile, I don't lose money very easily, right? Or some mid cap stocks that are showing good relative strength. So Axis is showing, look at this, good strength. Axis is showing very good strength. So it will come on my radar. I won't buy it. It comes on my radar. And I'll show you when I go and take a position as well. But you understood this basic, oh, look at this. Just given a breakout. Wonderful positive momentum breakout. Everything has been done here, right? So it's beautiful. All of these things are very nice. Okay. Now, coming to the second screener, I use something called stage trends. Okay, so stage 2 is something, basically this was also theorized with stage analysis, and Elliott waves was what was combined to create like a stage analysis perspective. The stage means everything has, they say every stock has a few stages: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, and then again the stage goes back into 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So 1 is just small movement, 2 is a bigger movement, 3 is coming down, 4 is just, you should just get out of the company at 4. So there are screeners that only show stage 2. Stage 2 means it is going into a mega upward rally. Now, whenever you look at stocks, right, let's look at it this way. If you do a daily chart, it becomes a little complicated. So what I usually do is go out and take a zoomed out perspective into a weekly perspective, or you can even go even further away and do time month, but month becomes too much. I think week is, I prefer week a lot, because I'm trying to find companies that are in a strong weekly uptrend. Daily क्या होता है, ऊपर नीचे होता है, तो problem हो जाता है. So I look at it from a weekly perspective. If the company is going up week on week, then I say this company is a strong company, because 4 weeks it's gone up, 5 weeks is going up, right? So that is how I basically look at it. Coming back to stage. So again, stage here, not all companies are great. I mean, you will get a lot of companies like this every single day. Not all are good, but there will be some overlap for me. For example, Narayana Hrudayalaya has come into stage 2, which is again, JSW has come into stage 2, almost close to a breakout. So these are things that are very interesting. Bajaj Holdings is again coming up. See this, see how this weekly chart is. Such a positive weekly chart, right? Chambal is also coming on a lot of screeners. You can see how this is also coming out. Recently gave a breakout at 560. Now it is in an upward trend. Yes, it will consolidate a little bit and then go back up, right? Avanti is coming back up. Not so again, you can, I mean, I do it very quickly, but I'm just giving you an, oh, look at this, right? Very nice. So I'm just giving you an example. So some screeners are there like this that actually do a lot of things. And then I'll show you the last screener. Another screener I use is CCI. So this actually a person on YouTube used to do this screener called Atlas CCI, but then I don't know, he just disappeared, right? But he was giving such, because I was learning from that YouTube channel and I was learning how to do swing trading. I don't like doing intraday, Nifty, Bank Nifty, intraday. I don't do that. I hate it. I cannot do it at all, for God's sake. It's too much volatility for me. But because I can do a little bit of techno and funda, I like it, right? So this is again CCI, which is a nice concept again. And this shows a lot of strength in the market. For example, yesterday, if you saw, all the banking companies went up, right? So if you see ICICI Bank, this is on the daily. So I'll show you on the weekly perspective. Okay, weekly HDFC Bank did an all-time breakout. ICICI Bank gave such a good breakout. Ultratech Cement is almost on the breakout. Bajaj Finserv, and these are all big companies. So when they're big companies, I will not see a 20%, 15% drawdown or a drop in my portfolio, right? So I don't get too affected, and that is why I told you guys that it is pretty safe. Obviously, if I go buy SME companies and all, I'll become fully screwed up. But this is something which is slightly okay from a volatility perspective. Cool. So I showed you all of this. Are you guys all okay till here? Now I'll show you how are the stocks that I already have, and I'll show you the positions one by one, and I'll show you what is my risk reward ratio, what is my profit booking. So all of this is just to learn, right? Are you okay with this? Are you okay with all of this? And again, third time I'm giving the same disclaimer. This is something that I do. I have a lot of experience in this for a very long period of time. I've been doing it. It is not something that I got up yesterday and I started doing. I started with very small money. In the first 1 year, I lost a lot of money doing this. And then over time, I educated myself, learned, and now have started making some money, right? So please don't get up tomorrow, pledge all your holdings, go invest in one company in futures and options and say, Shashank, why it fell down? Because these are principles and things that you build over time. ऐसा नहीं कि आज उठ गया कल सीख लिया. You have to learn. You have to learn, understand, go watch hours and hours and hours and hours of videos about tight setups, about hacking setups, about whether it's VCP, stage analysis, Elliott waves. Learn. Do some paper trades, and then you will understand a little bit more. Cool. So let me come to my swing trades. So I have one swing trade going on here. It's called TTK Prestige. Again, as you can see, let me just show you. This is a weekly chart. So how does the weekly chart look? So the way I see it is, it came on one of my screeners, right? This is something that is in a massive downtrend. And after that, it has created a very nice, strong momentum here, also known as a bullish engulfing candle on a weekly time frame. So this is something that I have done here. And you can see that now it has closed above this and it shows positivity. So I didn't invest on the day of this. I invested on the next day because it also broke support, took support here, broke this. And now maybe it can go up, right? Obviously, now a lot of people will say, okay, I need to take profit here, or I need to take profit here, or I need to take profit here. Again, profit is very subjective. It depends on where you want to take and how you want to take it. But the most important thing here is how much you are ready to lose. That is the most important thing, right? So for me, if you see this, the stop loss of this entire thing is 4.91%. Okay, so what I have done, if I go into the daily chart, you can see how I've set the stop loss. So what I've done is, this is where the breakout happened. The company has gone up and showing still proper support here. It has not come down below this. So I have kept a support below the last candle's breakout zone. Ideally, you don't even need to do so much. You can actually do half of this or a little bit lower, but I keep slightly deeper stop losses only because I don't want to get hit by stop losses all the time. And I will let this ride. Let this ride means it might not go up, obviously, in the next 5 days like this. It will go up like this. It might even go up till June, July, right? It might take up to June, July for this too. If it even wants to go hit the target, it might take till June, July. Now, the real question is, Shashank, will I wait till June, July and not book profits at all? Answer is no. I will keep booking profits on the way, right? Because let's say I've invested 100 rupees. Okay, today I've invested 100 rupees. The maximum I can lose is 4 rupees out of this 100. Right? So now what happens? I'm letting it ride. Okay, this is called risk reward ratio. I want to let it ride as much as possible. And you can see here my risk reward ratio over here comes to approximately 5x. Again, because it's a long-term strategy that is there. I might not even have it after a few days, right? But this is something that I plan this way. Now, what do? Let Prestige go up here. Let it reach the first zone of resistance over here. First zone, I might book 10% out here. Whatever I have, 10% gone. It might come to this. I might book 25% here. It might come here. I might book almost everything here. My entire investment I might book and just let the whole thing ride, which is the profit ride. And my stop loss will obviously not be there, because then what will happen? I will make the stop loss here. So I will never lose money on the trade, right? The minute it goes up by 4-5%, what I do is I convert my stop loss to the entry point. So what my goal is to not lose money. First thing is first, never lose money. So what happens is, let me zoom out again. So my risk reward is 4.91. Let's say this company goes up by 4%. I will move this stop loss even further, because this would have gone up 4% here, right? So I will move my stop loss to cost, so I will not take any cost, any loss on this company, right? So that is how it is. So as you see, the stop loss is very low, and I'll show you in the end about everything. Then another company called SH Kelkar. This is something that came in the news recently. They signed a $1 billion deal with HUL, and because they signed a very big deal with HUL, see the fundamental trigger kicked in here. Very big deal. Boom, this huge 13% up on that day, right? And then usually what happens, it goes up, and if it's weak, it'll come back down. But because it is a structural change that has happened, and it was in a massive downturn for a very long time, it had hit its rock bottom, and now it'll just make a upward journey. So I've taken a quick position here. The stop loss is at the previous swing high, but here the stop loss is 9.22, which I don't like. So this I have to do active risk management, but here it is exactly here, right? So active risk management needs to be done in this. So whenever it goes up, even like few 4 5% or 3% or 2% also, I will start taking money out, right? So that is the problem. Third company is NCC. Now this is very interesting, because NCC is a company that is fundamentally hammered, absolutely hammered. It is sitting at very, very, very low P ratio. The order book is constantly going up. The biggest problem with this company is because the government is not spending enough, and because of that, they're not able to perform well. But the company has come to an absolute low point, did a reversal. See, I'm not invested till now, came down again. And only last week, when the whole market started reviving a little bit, I got a little confidence to redeploy money and start investing again. And you can see it did a massive rally. I didn't invest here. I invested it on day 3 over here. And I'll show you all these positions. I'll show you now only, actually. So it's easier to cross reference, right? So these I have bought on something known as MTF. Okay. And I've bought it, as you can see here. MTF is basically margin traded. So they take, I think HDFC takes almost little less than 1% a month, a year. Sorry, 1% a month is somewhat they take. 0.7 is what I assume. So I have invested around 2 lakhs in this, and then and NCC, HDFC funds the remaining 2 lakhs or whatever. So the total position here is, so fund, I have paid 3.42. They have paid 4.18. Total position is 7.16. And as you can see, this position is up by 2.98%, and it is up by 22,000 rupees. Let me zoom in. You can see it more clearly. As you can see, it is up 22,000 rupees, and the average buying price on this is 211.47. So as you can see, the average buying price over here for me is 21, because I bought it twice. 211.47. This is how the market looks. So now I'm already up to 2.5%. I can definitely take this risk even lower and get it back down here. Or I can even say that, you know what, I don't want to take too much risk. I can exit it right away if I want. If I want to, I can exit right away. I have no problem. So both options are available, but I'm like, let it cook, let it ride. Yes, yesterday it came down, it might, but it's not moving too volatile. It's going up 1%, 2%, 1%, 2%. So I'm like, let it cook, give it some time, because charts are like, it's all people, right? What is charts? It is buying and selling, people doing buying and selling. You have to let it breathe. You have to like understand charts, how it moves. What is it trying to tell you? It is showing some strong power here. That means buyers are very active. It is not showing negative signs. So you have to also give it confidence and not panic, right? So that's how I look at charts and companies like that. So as you can see, coming back to this, so TTK Prestige I showed you. Now TTK Prestige, as you can see, my buying price is 667, and it's come down to 656. It is minus 18%. But because I have multiple positions open, I am still positive on an overall perspective. So even if I close all my positions, I still take home money. And this is already some positions I've closed. So as I said, not every trade will do well. Out of 5 trades, maybe 2 will do well or 3 will do well. You have to be 50% better. That's all. Okay. I hope you guys are learning from this, and it might be slightly complicated for some people, but I hope you guys are learning. And also in TTK Prestige, you see I've over invested also. I put 10 because I feel it is in a reversal time, so I'm giving it some time. But this is something that if it goes sideways or does really bad, I will exit fast, right? So this is not something I would want to give it some time, but I would not take too much loss on this. Same way, SH Kelkar is here, as you can see. Then I have HCG. So HCG, I think, came up yesterday in the portfolio. Look at this. So when did I invest here in this? This is again, how did I catch this? Volume spike. Okay, this is the trend resistance, volume spike, and it started going up on this day. It showed a clear sign of bullish momentum. Next day, it opened over here, and oh shit, sorry, sorry, I think I didn't screen share that. Okay, learning this. Yeah, so this is how it is, right? So again, it went up on this day. I didn't enter. After that, the next day it showed positive momentum, and I think, where is my position here? 570 is where my position was. So 570, as you can see the marking, this is where I bought, right? And from there, it's actually quite good. It's gone up almost from 570 to 593. It is up 3.95%. But how much did I invest here? I've invested around 2 lakhs and it is up 22%. So technically on my trade, on my invested amount, 2 lakhs, I'm up around 10%. Put it that way, right? So that is basically what it is. Yes, definitely leverage trading is very difficult, very complicated, very risky, not something, as I said 3 times, I've given the same disclaimer, I'll give it the 4th time. It is not something that I want any one of you all to even think about remotely doing leverage trading. The main reason I did this video is to show you what I'm doing, how I'm doing, the logic behind. I'm not even talking about the leverage. If you have noticed, I'm not even talking about the leverage. Just I'm talking about how I chose the scanners, how I look at the companies, how I do risk management. So that is the only thing I'm talking about. I'm not even talking about leverage. You don't actually have to do it on leverage, right? People who do swing trading even do it on cash, right? I have a different approach of doing things, but my loss is not going to be very high on this, right? So it's not going to be an insane loss. So same way, HCG, as I showed you, very good. I'm going to let it cook, let it start going up. But I have a very small target for this, 9% target, but I'm already up around 3.5%. So even if I book it, I'm taking almost 10% and walking away in this trade, 10% of my invested amount, right? So that is basically how I'm doing it. What are the other trades? This is the first one account. Then let me show you the last account, the one that is there on the Stars PF, right? So in Stars PF, I have 4 positions, okay, which is currently open. Now here there is no, as you can see in Stars PF, this account, I don't have any MTF. Okay, there is no margin traded on this. This is pure futures, right? Naked futures, as they call it. And yesterday I had taken ICICI Bank also, but I have just exited ICICI Bank. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, so I can show you. Yesterday, not a big amount. Yesterday, I think the ICICI Bank I exited at 26,915. Not a very big amount, because problem what happened yesterday, I invested in ICICI Bank in the morning and it just shot up very fast in the evening. And I don't like companies that shoot up too fast, because then it'll take time to again move, right? And that is also opportunity cost for me. So I'm like, okay, thank you. You gave me 26,000 in the day. I'm going to take it and walk away. And that is it, right? So coming back, so this is basically simple futures. Nothing wrong with simple futures. Again, I'm on again and again and again saying this is something that only people who have experience should do, not normal people. Normal people, you just go buy basic, you can just go buy normal shares, right? You don't have to do leverage trading or whatever, because leverage trading destroys people, absolutely destroys people. So some 5 times I've told you, do not get into leverage trading. It is not something which is easy for people to do. I have a very big portfolio, I have a very big capital base, and I can take a lot of shocks, constantly take a lot of shocks, which a lot of people cannot take a lot of shocks, right? So coming back, so here are some very nice trades as well. Let me show you this one by one, why I took them and what is the goal of this. So we have Varun Beverages. This is very simple and nice. As you can see on a daily chart, this is the range it trades in. Fell down, came back into the range, and I've taken a position here. So I'm going to wait for it to reach this one. So this is a very nice game that I'm playing. Very peaceful for me. So I'm just going to wait for this to play out. But the stop loss, as very clearly indicated, if it comes back below the range, then whatever I've thought of, I think again, I did not share it properly. Let me share it again. This is Varun Beverages. So this is where I've invested. I'm going to wait for this to come back to this range. And as you can see, if I zoom out, you will see that it's a range bound game, but it fell below the range and now it's come back up. So my stop loss is exactly, if it breaks the range, then my whole theory is invalidated. So then, go back to nothing. So this is basically how it works. So I'm going to wait till here. Obviously on the way, I will take around 3 to 4 to 5 exits on the way. So I won't be there all the time. That is basically what I'll be doing. Second is Dixon, only one lot in Dixon. This is a tracking lot. So this is where I'm at with this Dixon as well. And Dixon, you can see is, yeah, it's here. So you can see the cleared break of trend. This is a break of trend characteristic. So it was in a downtrend and now it's broken that trend and now it's planning to start moving up. So I've taken a position here. Again, multiple different exits will happen there as well. Okay. Next one was Titan. Titan is something I invested as well. See this, what a beautiful green weekly. This is weekly what I'm showing you. See, daily, if you look, it'll be so complicated like this. So I go back to weekly. So this looks like a very strong momentum. Earning season is coming, and they had fundamentally also recently given an update, and all the gold companies were doing fundamentally well because the update was also positive. As you can see, all the gold companies went up. So I said, okay, both from a fundamental and technical standpoint looks good. I think earnings, good or bad, might be baked into it. I don't know. but it is in a green zone right now. As you can see here, it is at 0.92% change, 15k profit. So I can literally move my stop loss to cost, or maybe cost plus 1 rupee extra profit, chumma, to just take some profit and not give the government a lot of money, that kind of a thing. So that is what it is. Then I have some companies that are in tracking zone. Like, I'm not invested in these companies, but I find them as good charts. For example, Choice looks good. I'm doing a paper trade on it. I have not invested in this. I'm just seeing if some theory of mine is getting validated or not. Same with 361, looks good. MCX looks good, but it's too volatile for me, these companies. I think I had one more, which was Trent, right? So let me show you. This is how I'm playing Trent right now. So as you can see, I can see volume coming in. It has taken multiple different supports on this 4682. But only problem is earnings is coming. This is a risky position for me. Honestly, if you really ask me, this is a risky position. Mainly why it's risky, because Trent is already sitting at a very high valuation from a fundamental standpoint. So any bad result will kick me down in 2 seconds. Again, not sure how this will play out. But I feel that it has taken support multiple times here, and it is showing a positive sign of movement. As you can see, a lot of buyers came here, buyers came here. So I want to see that if it starts playing out, as I've not taken a very big position on this, but a very decent position on this, right? So this is basically how it is. Now, obviously, these positions will keep changing over time. Every day, new stocks will come into the screener, and you can see I have not deployed all the capital that I've pledged as well, right? These are all small capitals that I've pledged, and this capital also is being built over time. It is not something that is just been there. And all the profits that I make, I reduce the pledge and I use the profits to continue trading, right? So that is what it is. And over time, profits have been made. It's not like it's only loss. So, but you have to play it very slow. You cannot play it too fast, too risky. And as you see that I have very small stop losses. I don't know if you guys observed it, but most of my stop losses are very small, right? Small as in, it is not something that will damage me a lot. As you can see, small stop losses everywhere. I'll get hit multiple times with the stop loss, I'm okay, but I will keep as much low stop loss as possible, because the number one rule for me is don't lose money. Number one rule for me is don't lose money, right? So make money, but don't lose money. If I don't lose money, I have multiple chances to make money. So that is basically how it is. Yes, now coming back, just to summarize again one more time, whatever I showed you today is something that I do because a lot of people wanted to know how I do it. So I've given you my structure. It is, yes, it is complicated. Is it risky for the normal man? 100% it is risky for the normal man. But for me, I do this every single day, day in, day out. Yes. Now, also, the other thing is, how do I absorb shocks, right? Now, let me show you something. I also look at shock absorption. So every time you have to look at your portfolio and say, what is the shock you can take? For example, let's say I have a position in Bharat Forge, right? I will go and analyze this position, and I will say, what if tomorrow a big shock happens, a bad news comes, and the market falls and this company falls by 5%. Now, this is a large cap company. Falling 5% is tough, but can it fall 5%? Answer is yes. So what if it goes down by 5%? How much loss will I take? The maximum loss I will take if this goes down by 5%, which is a very less anomaly coming in, is 1 lakh completely. But if you look at my risk reward ratio perspective, I will not obviously lose 1 lakh, because if it's really bad news coming in next day, whatever it is, I will exit it at the open, right? But for some reason, gap down, I can't exit at an open, something problem happens, I will lose 1. So now the real question comes to me, Shashank, are you okay to lose 1? That is the first question. Now I look at my entire portfolio. So if I have my entire portfolio, which is what I showed you, like different accounts have different money. If I lose 1 and I lose 1 into 5, is that okay from an overall perspective? What is the percentage loss that I'm taking? Even if I have a very bad day, what is the percentage loss I'm taking? So if I have to sum it up in my whole portfolio, and the entire worst day loss, if I have to take, it will not be more than 2 to 3% of my portfolio. You understood? That's how I basically think about things. My maximum risk exposure will not be more than 2 to 3% of the PF level, right? So then the question comes, then Shashank, then do you even make good money on this? Like slowly, do you make money? So here another concept comes, which a lot of people might know, which is called money makes money concept, right? If I make 10% on 1 lakh, it is not going to change my life. But if I have 1 crore and I make 10%, quite good. If I have 100 crores and I make 1%, quite good. So my biggest goal in life always is to build capital, not returns. I'm okay with 0.5% returns, even 1% returns on a trade. For me, the biggest thing is building capital, because I know the larger my capital base becomes, I can make good amount of money, but with a smaller risk percentage. You understood? I don't know how many of you all understood that, right? If I have 100 crores, I will be very happy with 1% in the entire year, because I'll get 1 crore a year, which is more than enough for what I need to do in life, right? So my risk appetite becomes extremely small. Even if I put in FD, I will make good money, right? So my core goal is to just build the portfolio to a higher level capital wise, because the larger my capital becomes, the lower I need to take risk to make money. I don't need to take big risks. I have to take small risks to make money. Because even if I make 2-3% on my entire biggest portfolio, yes, you might say that, Shashank, but you don't beat inflation. You might not beat inflation, but on an INR terms, it is enough for me to survive and make enough money, only because I've built the capital base. Let me give you an example, right? For example, let's say in this portfolio I have let's say a company like Bajaj Holdings. Okay, now this is a pretty large cap company. It has gone up by almost 3.19% yesterday. Total PNL is up around 1.4%. So as I said, my let me show it to you here again. Yeah, so you can see here Bajaj Holdings is there. It's up 3.19 yesterday, 1.4% overall PF. Now this is something I'm not touching, or even if I touch tomorrow, it's different, right? Because my overall PF is still growing. It's not, I'm not hitting my overall PF. So what I'm trying to do is my core PF is growing constantly, right? The main PF is growing at whatever Nifty is growing at. Whatever I'm doing on the side, which is this small bets, is to make that extra 1, 2, 3, 4% extra. That is basically how it is. So I hope you guys understood. By the way, any questions till now? Any questions till now? You can ask some questions. Whoever wants to ask any question can ask some questions. Obviously, members will get first priority, but whoever wants to ask questions can ask questions, right? But did you guys, first of all, 2 questions to you guys. Did you guys learn something new today? The whole idea of doing this is just to make you guys learn. Like, it takes a lot of time to like get all of this ready and teach you guys in a way where you learn and not look at it from a gambling perspective. That is why you don't see me ever giving you giving or talking about my swing trades. Have you ever seen me talk about my swing trades in the whole time, whether it's in my community or whether it's here? I don't talk about swing trades at all. Why? Because I know it is very risky for all of you guys, and I know it is something that is not something that all of you should learn. That is why I keep telling you guys, focus on long term, focus on long term, focus on long term, because wealth does get destroyed in short term. Wealth definitely does get destroyed in the short term. It is not a long term, it is not something you can do if you don't have good risk management. Yes, I learn, I understand, I exactly know what is the risk I'm taking in each and every position. I know how much allocation I have to do in each and every position, that I can go sleep in the night peacefully. And whenever, you know how I know when I have screwed up or I fucked up when I do investing? If I can't sleep peacefully at night, if I'm scared of how the market will open tomorrow, then automatically I know that, dude, you've taken a bad position. You have over leveraged yourself, or you have done something risky, which is not required. I have 30-35 years to go, right? I don't have any rush. I make little, build my capital, make 1, 1, 2% extra on this capital while my capital is growing on the corner. I'm okay. I'm absolutely fine, because now I'm doing a double engine compounding the way I'm doing this. So that is basically how I'm doing stuff. Again, any doubts, any questions, I want to answer them. But please understand, do not, again, 50th time I'm telling you, do not get into leveraged trading. Do not get into swing trading. I honestly believe that MTF should not even have been released in the market. I think MTF is a very bad thing that got released in the Indian market, because you are giving Indian market an ability to leverage themselves, and half the people don't even know how to use leverage. So if you give someone the ability to leverage themselves, they will take it, and they have no idea how to leverage. So MTF, I think, will destroy the Indian community a lot. Futures is fine. It is used for other purposes, and it's not that bad as MTF. MTF is just plain straight up horrible, right? Okay. Do you target any specific sectors, Abhishek? No, I mean, yes, I do look at sectors. I don't invest in sectors that I feel are very volatile and commodity price linked. I just ignore them. Yes, there are a lot of trade setups that come in front of me, right? But I don't get very happy with them. How do you add stop loss in Zerodha? So I obviously look at it constantly. So I take it out. But yes, there is an option called GTT. You can do that, and you can set your stop losses as well. Okay. Can we get scanner links? Yes, I think after this video, I will put the scanner links in the description and pin it, okay, for all you guys. Any other doubts? Okay. Do you target a specific RR for swing trades? Absolutely not. I think, see, a lot of people, everyone has their own style of playing, right? Yes, everyone usually does a 1:3 RR. That is usually what people do, which is a risk reward ratio of 1:3. I let it flow. Honestly, I let it breathe. As I keep telling you, right? I look at it from a a very different perspective. I don't look at it very transactionally, right? I look at the stocks and I look at the charts and I'm like, this is people, this is the market sentiment. I'm like, let it breathe. And the minute I see that, okay, the market sentiment is turning or changing and it's become bearish, I will get out. I don't want to wait for 1:3. Even if I get 1:1.5, I'm out. Even if I get 1:1 or 1:0.5, I'm out. I keep telling you this. I'm not in it to get insane amount of percentage. If I get, I will let it breathe. But one sharp correction, I'm out. That is how I do, right? Yes. What else? Guys, don't ask me stock recommendations. You know I can't give it. I'm not SEBI registered yet. So after that, maybe I will give you guys a easier understanding, but I can't give you stock recommendations. So don't ask me about stock recommendations. But market looks good. If you really ask me, market looks good. I think a lot of it is baked in. We're still waiting for the Trump pharma tariff to come in. So that is a big problem. So that is one thing that we still have to learn. Okay. Now, by the way, I have one last announcement to make. I don't know how many of you all would want this or would like this. If you do, put it in the comment section below after this thing. So somewhere around June, this is only for people in Bangalore. Okay, this is not for people outside Bangalore. In June, basically setting up a shop, getting my content in house, starting, getting my traders in house, getting my investing team. So I don't do this alone. I have a team. I have two people that help me with a lot of these things. I will be doing small cases and a lot of other things. So many things will be there, right? So I want to know if anyone would be interested to come and work. It'll be a paid job. I'm looking for someone who's a generalist. Okay. In return, I will pay you and teach you. You can obviously stay in the office, learn everything, but you have to be a generalist as well. Generalist is you have to do everything that is there. Obviously, I will help you with everything, but I'm looking for people who are open to something like this. This is mainly for people who want to learn, understand. You will get paid, you will learn from everything, you will learn from everyone, and you will be a generalist at that. So if anyone is interested in some kind of a role, let me know. I will, if the response is good, then I will later on put a link for people in the next video for you to actually apply to it. And I'm only looking for one position, not more than one position, to come and learn as much as you can. Okay, awesome. Okay, guys, I think that is it. I think you guys got a good amount of knowledge. And guys, if you have learned something in this video, please put in the comment section below. And if you learned something new, something nice, please click on that like button and also click on that subscribe button, because I do take a lot of time to prepare all of this, and I try to be as open and as transparent as possible in the market, because I know transparency is a big issue in the market. So I try to be as open and as transparent, and I've shown you everything that is there. Again, please don't take this entire thing that I've shown you as something that you should do from tomorrow. You will not make money. You will actually lose money. You will destroy wealth. So do not get into this leverage trading business. Understand how swing trading works. That's something you should understand. You should understand how markets work. You should understand how technical analysis works. Start learning up on this. Start reading about things. There is a YouTube channel called Trader Lion. I have spent a lot of time on that channel, Trader Lion Bolke, because they interview a lot of people outside India, in US, right? US champions. I see a lot of their videos. So I have been learning from, and it never stops now. You have to keep learning, karna padta hai constantly. So wo hota rehta hai, life mein chalta rehta hai, but that is something that you have to also learn. So again, if you guys liked it, enjoyed it, click on that like button, subscribe as well. And I will see you guys on the other side. Okay, have a great weekend, guys. Tata, bye bye, see you.